We should be back. Sorry about that, guys. I have no clue what happened. The stream just decided to completely shut down. On both YouTube and Twitch, but we should be back on both now. I've got YouTube pulled up, and it's working here too. Thanks. Okie doke. I'm gonna put the game back up now. Okay, so we can carry on and put up with it, try to address the major issues, try to keep people useful and too busy for petty squabbles, or form a council to handle these problems. I was leaning more towards just try to address the major issues, or we could form a council. I think that might actually work as well. In fact, I think a council would probably be good because it would save us, you know, the time of having to deal with these petty squabbles as they come up. You select a few older members to solve everyday issues, but infighting neuters their progress. Other members feel as though they could do a better job. Ultimately, while it buys some time, the council dissolves, tired of the thankless and demanding work. Well, never mind, I guess. That worked about as well as a poopy flavored lollipop. Oops. I hit the wrong button there. Okay. I think when we get to Bowersgard, we're probably going to end for the night. Simply because it is getting late and my blood sugar is kind of high. Harsh words from one mother to another draw the attention of the entire caravan. My daughter marries Ragni or no one. That reed-thin tramp you call a daughter won't provide sons. The insulted mother bares her teeth, ready to attack. I feel like I don't want to be a part of this one. Let the argument play out on its own. Tell them to worry about marriage on another time. Explain yourselves. Or keep the women separated. Let's try to figure out more about this, I guess. Oh, that's the only... Okay. Sorry. Guess I should have just guess I should have given you guys the chance there. I thought it was going to open up more stuff. Ragni chooses my daughter on his own, the insulted mother says. But this one thinks I have something to do with it. Launching forward, the first woman flails wildly, shouting, "Liar!" The women are separated and eventually calm down, but she worried that this is far from over. Bowersgard.
As we pass steep cliffs, the sprawl of Bowersgard comes into view. A city of contrasting rich and poor, opportunity and gamble. Our best hope for salvation, or our graves.
With one day of supplies left, you guys. Finally, you arrive at Bowersgard, where the walls stretch for miles in both directions and are littered with the bodies of Dredge, Varl, and men. "Excuse the mess!" shouts a voice from above the gates. Looking up, you spy a striking Varl, his face wreathed with matted black hair. Movement at the gate catches your eye. Dredge are still banging on the gate doors without luck. "Let us in," you shout. Sigbjorn pushes past. I won't be hearing the end of this for a while, he says, before yelling, "Open up, Bolverk! They dug me out of Reykjavik." You heard a laugh echoing on the wind as the doors creak. A dozen armed men, led by the massive Varl, make quick work of the dredge and usher you into the city. You may be interested to know they brought a mender, Sigbjorn says. You didn't go get a mender. Where's the mead? Bolverk responds. Sigbjorn shrugs apologetically. I guess the mender will do. Either we've got a chance now, or we're completely screwed. I'm Rook says. We've come a long ways, some as far as Skugr. Are you in charge here? In charge of the governor, I suppose, Bolverk responds. Listen, if you have something to tell him, say it now, otherwise you're on your own. I don't care where you go, but stirring up trouble is probably the one reason you'll see me again. It won't be to talk. Mender, come along. We're going to see the governor. Bolverk and Sigbjorn leave with Eyvind, who goes willingly, signaling that he's fine. Fane, Rook says. This is just like Frostfeller all over again. This is nothing like Frostfeller, Ivar responds. The one in bearskin is probably leading the ravens. Ravens, Rook says. Is that good or bad? It depends on who they're working for. Ivar responds. Hopefully it really is the governor and not someone trying to strong-arm their way into his seat. I guess we wait for Eyvind to tell us, if he comes back. I'm not worried about Eyvind. I'm worried about the army of refugees we brought, who don't belong here. You're probably right, Rook says. Nobody ever uttered a nice thing about Boersgard. So what now? We ought to go to the docks and see what our options are, in case we need to leave quickly. Did you notice the city guards when we came in? What guards? Rook asks. I have a feeling the ravens are all they've got left. Something serious went down. And when Bellower gets here, he's going to walk right through this place without even breaking his stride. Let's keep that to ourselves for now. So, the docks. Okay, so let's check out the hero's tent. Can we level anybody up? How much do we need for Alette? 15. That'll put her at 4. We could also level Gunnulf as well. We can't level Rook. I'm gonna say let's check out the market first. Let's put Eyvind back in. Oh, Eyvind is in the lineup. Let's put Krumir back in the lineup. Let's head to the market, see what they've got. So, 1 renown gets 1 supply. Well, that fucking sucks. Haldan's Razor. Thistleberry. Okay. I think we only have 1 day of supplies. It's 5 supplies for each day, so we can get 3 days worth of supplies here. 3.5 days. Let's see what's going on at the docks. When you get to the docks, your heart sinks. Not a long ship to be seen, aside from the wrecks. Bodies float in the water. Buildings are trashed and boarded up. What happened here, murmurs Alette. They're all gone, says Eyvind. They're all gone, says Eyvind, approaching alone. I see you had the same thought as me. Eyvind, you're okay, Alette says. I'm fine. It wasn't a lie. The governor is here. He is in hiding. Why? Since the dredge started appearing, anyone with a ship and half a wit left long ago. People can't leave by foot. Food is scarce. The markets are bare. That explains the market. Boersgard is a fire keg, waiting for someone to tip it over. So the governor is paying the ravens to protect him against his own people. And keep the peace, Ivan responds, so to speak. It's more like a massacre anytime there's a hint of an uprising. Where does that leave us? Rook asks. I promised him the Mender's protection in Alberang. I don't think he's very popular there. They're going to start tearing this place down to build new ships. We can ride the Ormsa River all the way to the capital. Leaving another perfectly good city behind, Rook says. But how long will it take to build new ships? Hold on, what happens to the people living in Boersgard? Alette asked. It's the best I could do, Alette, Ivan responds. He thought it could take as long as a month. You don't usually make ships out of scrap of lumber. As soon as people figure out what's going on, there's going to be riots in the streets. A month? Why bother? Bellower will be here within the week, if not sooner, Ivar says. I'm open to suggestions, Ivan responds. Gods be damned, is there no end to this? The one-armed Ivar says. Ivar roars in frustration, leaving you standing by the docks. Alette gives you a worried look before chasing after him. Ivan. What do we do about Bellower? Ivan says nothing for a moment. I don't know. You're a lot of help, Ivan. Thanks for that. Okay, let's go talk to Ivar. You find Ivar standing on the city walls, overlooking the fields outside. Dredge are keeping their distance, but continue to gather. I'm okay, Rook. Ivar cuts you off before you can say anything. You know he's been through worse. It just feels like someone should cut us a break every now and then. If we want to be standing a month from now, we're going to have to be prepared. What did you have in mind? First off, our clansmen need a place to stay. They'll get torn to pieces out in the streets. I'll keep an eye on the dredge up here. If they break through the walls, we're done for, so we'll have to keep them back. Could always use a hand with that. We need to know who's controlling what and make sure we get our cut. Food's going to become scarce. And when they start building those ships, we're going to have to keep people away. What a damn mess. I'll do what I can. Okay, I think we're going to end there. Oh, but we're going to read this first. Ivar explains, I'm leading attacks with Ivan every time the dredge get too close to the gates. Listen, we're going to lose fighters and Varl every day like this. I don't need to tell you what happens if nobody is manning this wall. We could always use the help. Consider what you want to do now, knowing that any of these tasks will likely take a full day of which we only have one supply left. Okay, so I think we're going to stop there, and then we'll just have to redo any of those conversations that we just did for next time. Thanks for watching, everybody. Really appreciate it, and until next time, we'll see you later.